afternoon, good evening. This is your friend Dharam Singh, and I'm going to talk about PMP, CAPM related topics. Especially, we're talking today questions. And as you can see, this is number 8 session. So we have already done 7 sessions on this in this series. And if you have not watched, please go back and look at the YouTube channel and watch those videos. You have a lot to learn from that. And you probably know what is PMP, PMP, CAPM. Lot has been talked about and lot is available on internet. But there are a lot of misconception as well. So make sure you know what you're doing, and if you have any doubt, talk to people, book some time. Like I'm happy to give my time to you. So discuss with me and why PMP, why not, whether PMP, CAPM, what is applicable to you, and the certificate should be in line with what you're doing and what you're planning to do in future. Okay, it's not just because everybody is doing, I should also do it. So okay, let's talk about it. And by the way, CAPM is for the people who just entering into the job market, have some experience in project management, or completed the graduation, but you want to enter into the project management. CAPM is the certificate for you. Okay, so yeah, again, there's some eligibility, some you need to have contact hours and some other things. So please visit pmi.org and look at the the handbook, download it and read it, and and look at some of the previous videos that talk to me or whoever you feel like. Okay, great. So as I said, this is number 8 session. We have done 7 of them. Thanks to Seshni, she has taken care of the 6 of them, and I have conducted last session, and this is the last session. With no further delays, let's get started. A lot to talk today, and this is me. This is my credentials and my who I am. I am generally known in the field of program management professional and portfolio manager professional, PFMP, PGMP, and also in PMP space. And you can see as of yesterday, 491 PGMPs globally, I think 54 countries now, and PFMP 134 PFMP, and these are around 10% of global number. I'm very proud of these numbers, and a lot of people are benefiting from these sessions. And whether you want to do PMP, CAPM, PPA, RMP, SP, PGMP, PF, anything, any PMI certification needs you have, please don't hesitate. Contact me or contact my team. We'll look after you. We'll provide you the best training possible, and you will talk to right people. Okay, so yeah, you go through my profile and feel free to call me again. So today we're not talking about eligibility and application. We already have talked a lot about them, but there are a number of questions we're going to do today, and hopefully you can participate and enjoy from them. And I will read the question, and then we'll collectively analyze the answer. Okay, all right. So these are sample questions, very much like exam, and I hope you like them. So the first question, as you can see on your screen, and this is more CAPM, but actually CAPM PMP questions are not very different. But when we go to the PMP questions, the focus shift more on the scenario based. Okay, in CAPM you will find more straightforward questions. When you get into PMP, yes, they become a little more trickier, but if you know how to do them, you will be fine. All right, sorry about this. So a manager and the head of engineering discuss a change to a major work package. After the meeting, the manager contacts you and tell you to complete the paperwork to make the change. This is an example of, now go through each and every option. No, even if you feel that option is correct, option B is correct, go through all of them. Management attention to scope management and management planning, a project expedited position, change control system. So answer for this is C, a project expeditor position. In this situation, the project manager acts as the secretary of the project and does the paperwork. So as a project expeditor, your role is generally moving papers here and there. You are coordinating. You're the lowest level on the chain. So this is an example of project expeditor position where the project manager does not have any authority and power, and the project manager does only paperwork. Okay. All right. Let me move to the next question. During a team meeting, a team member asked about the measurement that will be used on the project to judge the performance. The team member feels that some of the measures related to activity assigned to him not valid measurements. The project is best considered in what part of project management process. So the project is best considered in what part of project management process. Now there are four options you have: initiating, executing, monitoring and controlling, and closing. So this is executing. The question states that the team member feels some of the measures on his activity are not valid. Therefore, he must be working during the executing phase of the project, where project deliverables are produced and the project member perform most of the work they should do. Okay, so this is executing phase or process. Your company just won a major new project. It will begin in 3 months and is valued at 2 million USD. You are the project manager for an existing project. What is the first thing you should do once you hear of the new project? A, ask management how the new project will use resources. B, resource level your project. C, crash your project. And D, ask management how the new project will affect your project. Let me reveal the answer. Ask management how the project will use resources. That's they have to decide. There may be impact. That's what the D is all about. Ask management how the new project will affect your project. How the resourcing will happen. B is talking about the resource leveling. Yes, there may be time when the resource leveling has to be done because the limited resources, but we don't have to worry about at this stage. Crash your project. Why we have to crash? This is not reason to crash. Unless there's an urgent requirement, okay, your project has to be closed or complete as soon as possible, you don't do this action. So valid answer is D. Okay, next question. You are a new project manager who has never managed a project before. It would be best in this situation to rely on blank during planning in order to improve your chance of success. What tool or technique we can use to improve your chance of success? Option A, your intuition and training. Option B, stakeholder analysis. And option C, historical information. And option D, configuration management. Let me reveal the answer. It's a historical information. And if you're new to the project life, every project when you're done, ideally you should be capturing the lesson learned from that. Lesson learned are important for not only for this project, but also for future projects. Because if you're running the similar work in future, you don't want to repeat the same mistake. So to avoid such mistakes, which are similar to what happened in your project, you should capture them into the lesson learned repository. And by the way, lesson learned repository is at the organization level. Okay, once your project closes, you move this lesson learned or historical information into the lesson learned repository from your lesson learned register into the lesson learned repository. Okay, and the lesson learned or historical information should be accessible to all the projects and program managers or anyone who's running the project programs. And we should be able to easily identify the similar work which was happening in past, by doing proper indexing, proper tagging. Okay. Yeah, this is very important. So especially if you are entering into the project management for first time, please keep all the lessons, especially what has worked really well, what did not work very well. It's not about the finger pointing that vendor has done this. Yes, that can be issue, but if that happened, what you could do, what you can do to avoid this similar problem in future. All right. During project execution, a team member comes to the project manager because he is not sure of what work he needs to accomplish on the project. Which of the following documents contain detailed description of the work packages? A is saying WB as dictionary, B is activity list, C is talking about project scope statement, and D is saying scope management plan. So answer is WBS dictionary. And work packages, part of the work breakdown structure. The information about this work package or these work packages, the work package is the lowest level of the WBS, work breakdown structure. And these work packages can be given to a particular team member or a vendor to complete that or accomplish the work. So where do you find the information related to this work package? Yes, of course, WBS dictionary. So in WBS dictionary, it has information about all of your work packages. Basically it's the scope of the work for this work package, like what work we are accomplishing, how much time it can take, how much money we need, and the specification of the work. So basically, when you're ready, you can take the information, put in the scope statement, and give it to the right person. Okay. Now, next question is, during a meeting with some of the project stakeholders, the project manager is asked to add work to the project scope. The project manager has had access to correspondence about the project before the project charter was assigned and remembers that project sponsor specifically denied funding for the scope mentioned by these stakeholders. The best thing for the project manager to do is to, option A, let the sponsor know of the stakeholders' request. B, evaluate the impact of adding the scope. C, tell the stakeholders the scope cannot be added. D, add the work if there is time available in the project scope. Now, tell the stakeholders the scope cannot be added after the scope of the project is finalized and the scope baseline has been determined as part of the project charter. It cannot change. It can only change, yes, you can change using its approved change control change request. So you follow the change control process. Once it's approved, then you can make the adjustment. If there is not approved change request, the existing scope baseline must be valid. And the project team must work on the delivering the scope only. In this scenario, the scope is defined already, but some stakeholder asked to add new work to the scope. This cannot be done unless there is an approved change request. Therefore, the stakeholder must be informed that the new work cannot be added. Okay. The next question is, user testing on the last product release revealed the low user interest in certain features that require a significant effort to develop. The team feels demoralized and they cannot make sure the future effort are worthwhile. Success in the next iteration is critical as the competitor product is gaining market share. How should the team respond? Option A, team can brainstorm how to better understand the product vision. Option B, Scrum Master can coach the product owner on prioritizing the desired end user features and engaging stakeholders. Team lead can arrange a training session for everyone to learn about the benefit of a growth mindset. And team lead can perform stakeholder analysis to find subject matter experts who can guide the backlog value ranking process. So the best answer in this case is Scrum Master can coach. So as a Scrum Master, you work with your your product owner, sometimes product owner may not know how to prioritize the expected, because you need to see which one give you the most value. So you as a Scrum Master work with the product owner on prioritizing the desired end user features and engaging stakeholders. Okay. So SME input, for example, from marketing or market researchers can help with ranking the features appropriately. So keep engaging. You have to engage with your other teams who can tell you whether this feature will work better than others. And accordingly, you should guide your product owner. I know product owner should have this understanding, but you can also guide them. Okay. So the person in this role need to understand how to work with stakeholders in a more collaborative, more effective way, so that the team is spending time and efforts and developing features that are relevant and really add value to the organization. Okay. So next question I have for PMP. A product owner, remember, PMP exam is based on waterfall or predictive and agile and hybrid. So you will see lots of questions from agile. This is more about agile. A product owner has created a lot of epics and has started breaking down into user stories. These high priority user stories fulfill the definition of ready. At the iteration planning meeting, the product owner leaves after 2 hours. What should happen next? Option A, the team lead should draft the remaining acceptance criteria before starting the iteration. Option B, iteration planning ends after estimate and the team has a commitment. Option C, the product owner should present the committed user story with the key stakeholder before the iteration starts. And D, the team should decompose the user story into tasks. So D is the correct answer. The team should decompose user story into tasks. So team should continue where the product owner stopped. The product owner stopped at the user story. And complete this activity, then begin as a collaborative exercise with the product owner. The team can decompose the user stories into tasks, then estimate them before putting them on the board. They can continue this work for the rest of the iteration planning meeting. Okay, next question. Project goal is to improve company's customer service process through automation and staff development. The team sent initial surveys to the staff to assess their satisfaction with the current process, and now analyzing the responses. These are the top 4 responses. The current process worked fine. The current process need fixing. We need better training. We do not need any more training. Which 2 activities should the project team perform first? Option A, job satisfaction survey. Option B, likelihood to recommend survey. Option C, risk analysis. And option D, Moscow diagram. And E, lessons learned. So what is the answer of this? Risk analysis and Moscow diagram. What is Moscow diagram? So must have, should have, could have, would have. This is your prioritization technique. And risk analysis. So the team need to perform further discovery and quickly. The point of view of the end user is critical information, and in this case, it includes contradictory information, which could signal the beginning of a conflict. You can see all the 4 options. A risk analysis and a clearer or more detailed profile of the problem are needed. The team needs to understand the current situation so that it can plan and implement correct improvement to avoid conflict between stakeholders or between stakeholder and the project team later. Okay. All right. So make sure you look at all this technique, prioritization technique, analysis techniques. So you will see question answer exam. In exam, you will see many questions like this. Now, next question. A company is merging 2 similar projects. The extensive business process from each project need to be merged. The team wants to optimize the merge meeting business process, and they hire a consultant to help them. How can the team ensure knowledge continuity from both projects? Option A, instruct the consultant to optimize this process. Option B, create an archive from project so the team can read it on their own. Instruct the team to create new template for processes and begin using and improving them iteratively. And D is talking about gather representative from both teams to explore and define a mutually agreeable way of working. All right, what is the answer? The best thing you can do is a D, of course, gather representative from both the team to explore and define mutually agreeable way of working. So best way to facilitate knowledge continuity from two merged sources is to create a benchmark quickly, prioritize the new way of working, and then begin off work. When parties outside of the team perform this work, the team member won't benefit from the first-hand experience. Archives are essential, of course, but creating them without mandating use often means the people will read them. Finally, creating new template is a great idea. The solution does not demonstrate a deliberate use of historical information, which is the point of the knowledge transfer. Next question. A client is making a lot of small minor requests indicating that they are urgent and critical. Which action should the project manager take? Now, project manager has to be very careful because the client can keep sending the request. They want to get more out of you. So log each change request in the log, reject the minor changes, escalate the client's behavior to sponsor because it is annoying to the team, put the request into the iteration backlog. And what is the answer? Of course, follow the process. If somebody is sending requests, you can't just say no, accept them, and follow the change control process. Put them into the change log, have your change control board, and analyze each of the change. You may have to reject them because you don't have funding or time, or client may be fine. They're okay. I'm okay with paying money, or I'm allowing you time, and just give me, get back to me how much. And yes, that there can be impact, the timeline or any other risk you may generate because this, but client should be aware of this. Okay, the stakeholder should be aware of this, the action, because yes, we have to work on it, so we have to charge for that. To make sure that you also pass the message. Okay, don't just reject changes just because minor. Escalating to client behavior, it's not a bad, wrong thing to happen. It's just making sure that you follow the process. And you can't just say because it's coming from client, let me put in your iteration backlog. That has to go through the full change control process. Okay. Next question. A project manager has drafted a project management plan. While working with stakeholders, the project manager observed that the key stakeholders' priorities for the scope and schedule are vastly different from the priorities of all the other stakeholders. Key stakeholders cite upgrades and user inputs improvements in a 9-month project schedule. Stakeholder F, K, and S, user improvement in 3 months project schedule. Stakeholder A has openly stated that the broader scope and longer schedules are necessary for project success. What should the project manager do first to get the project management plan approved? Option A is saying ask the key stakeholder to present the data to support the business case for longer schedule and broader scope. B is saying negotiate with all stakeholders until they agree to common scope and schedule baseline. C is saying facilitate a meeting with all stakeholders to agree to the scope schedule baseline. D, proceed with the key stakeholder scope and schedule baseline. So correct answer is A. Ask the key stakeholder to present data to support the business case, because if somebody asking, they have some justification. Ask them to provide you a business case for longer schedule and broader scope. Okay. Successful project outcomes support business objectives. If the key stakeholder cannot produce this information, then others should agree or negotiation can take place. The key stakeholder's point of view probably matters more than that of others. The key stakeholder is the decision maker. Their words are more important than others. However, even the key stakeholders' point of view need to be evaluated and verified with the data before action is taken. So these were today's questions. I hope you have liked them. Please let me know, and you can put some comments. So I do have a few questions which are frequently asked. I'd like to answer them the best of my knowledge at the moment. So let's see, what is the first question? What communication strategies can you use to improve project quality? First of all, communication is very important element of any project management life. There's so much communication happening, your verbal communication, your written communication, your body language, your tone on the phone, and remember, every stakeholder have different expectations for you. So one of the important thing is to understand your stakeholders, their stakeholder expectation, and accordingly you build your strategy about and informing them or providing the right information right time, especially the most important information needs they have, that should be provided to them at the right time. Okay, so communication strategies to improve project quality: define the communication goals and objective, or goals and plan. So you should have a communication plan which has, okay, these are the goals, this is how we want to achieve these goals. All right, communicate and use the right communication tools and method. Very important that you have right tools, right methods. And remember, your stakeholder should have the access to such tools. You may have a greatest dashboard, but if your stakeholder does not have access to this tool, then it's waste. Or maybe your stakeholder is, you're working for a company, they don't have technology or good technology available, then you probably have to use email or maybe fax machine or maybe hand delivery. So understand, use the communication tool which is available and relevant to that situation. Adapt your communication style and tone according to situation, according to the customer expectation, and purpose of the communication. You should adopt your style and tone. Communicate progress and performance. Yes, your stakeholders. Some of the stakeholders are very much involved. Some of them they don't have the info. They don't have time to get involved, but they still want to know about your project. Maybe they are the investor, they are the decision makers. So keep them informed via your status report or meetings, the progress and the performance. Solicit and incorporate feedback. So as and when some feedbacks are coming from various sources, you make sure you capture them and evaluate them and respond to them. Manage communication conflict and issues. Yes, project, and any project you can expect to see some conflicts. Yeah, conflict when two parties are not, two or more parties are not aligned with the same idea, then they may have some arguments, discussion, or if it get escalated, then you probably have fist fighting start happening. But yeah, so if conflict, as a project manager, you can or you should know conflict management skills. That's also important. And issues are handled as part of the issue register, and you resolve them. Okay, these are my few tips for managing your communication more effectively. And make sure you understand your stakeholders, their expectation from you, when they're expecting, what they're expecting, in what format. Yeah, that's right. All right. What are the most important project management skills for a startup? For a startup company, if you have a great idea and you want to convert that idea into reality, and of course, if you are a startup, you probably may not have too much money, so you are doing all the project management activity by yourself. So you should have some knowledge of project management, of course. So as a startup, you should have agile mindset. As and when things are changing, you may have to adopt. Yes, you have a clear idea, vision, everything is there, but you still have to have some agility in your way of working and to get the work done. But yeah, understanding agile methodology and how it's applicable to your particular situation of your startup. Communication skills, very important. We talked about communication skills previously, and utilizing those communication skills, and even for the startup, very important. You have lots of investors, if you are lucky, and you have various other stakeholders, the user groups, and your small team has to work with so many different stakeholders. Okay, so understand who the stakeholders are, what their communication needs are. You may have, I'm not asking you should have all the detailed work, may have some, you know, a simple communication manager plan, which or maybe and stakeholder engagement plan. Or third thing can be the stakeholder register. You identify who these stakeholders are, what they need, when they need, in what format, how they can impact your work, and what tools and technique we have to use. Problem solving skills, yes. As a project manager, especially when talking about the startup, there is a very, you have to resolve the situation, and generally you and maybe few people, you have to work together to solve the problem. Especially when the customer come, hey, your app is great, but I like to see this. Okay, let me work with my team and come back to you. Don't say no. Maybe that can be a starting point for a new feature. Okay, then work with the team and understand the problem, analyze it. Maybe you have to make some adjustment to your platform or tool or system, and yeah, make sure the communication goes back. Yes, we have taken care of this or not. Yeah, but you utilizing the problem solving skills, having a team of people, collaborate with them, brainstorm this problem, and maybe using some techniques such as Ishikawa diagram, like fishbone diagram, can be useful in this situation, or maybe some other techniques can be utilized. Okay, and adaptability. As a project manager, especially for the startup, you need to have, you should be adaptable. Things never goes in a straight line. Yes, we like to see when we plan everything is, yep, this is 3 months, 6 months, 1 year project. But do you think it will happen as per your plan? I wish. But there are a lot of internal, external factors that impact your deliverability, or impact your schedule, impact your budget. Maybe some risk happen. We should identify the risk, and if the risk happen or about to happen, take the right action. Okay, you have a contingency plan, fallback plan. Yep, so we need to have adaptability skills. Leadership skills. As a project manager, you are a leader. Okay, you working with your team, with your vendor, your client, and your C-level people. And of course, if you're talking startup, you are maybe everything, but you still have your potential vendors and potential user group beneficiaries, and you have your funding team, like funding organization. They have different expectation, so you need to work with each of these groups. Okay, provide them right information right time. Again, it's a communication, but it's keeping them informed and to build a relationship with them. If their issue happen, risk happen, all the skills as the leadership skills. Yeah. Main thing is, as the leadership skill, you are creating a vision for the team and taking your team towards that direction. Most important thing, you believe in your vision as a startup person, and you should be able to convince the team this is the reason why you should be working on this idea, even though I don't have too much money to pay you. But once we are successful, this is the, and they should visualize it. They should see, yep, this is the path. In 2 years' time, when this company is being acquired or goes onto the stock market, we will, of course, at the moment it's not, but we will be luckiest people. I hope. I wish. I like to wish you good luck for that. But if you have right mindset, if you use some peer project management skill sets, I'm sure you will have better results. Okay. Let me see my next question. You have to manage multiple projects at once. How do you keep them all on track? Very interesting. Yes, so many things happening, multiple projects happening at any time, and so much requirement coming from different stakeholders, from your client, and you're dealing with so many issues within the team. How do you handle all those things? You need to have good tools available with you. Prioritize your project. You as a project manager, even though there are 10 projects, and of course working with your client or your sponsors, understand what is the priority for them. There are 10 projects. Of course, you cannot spend time on all the projects. You need to know which one is the most important for them. So based on the discussion, you will prioritize the projects. Plan your time and resources. So you will put the right resources at the right work. Prioritize work. The one which we have created here, the prioritize list. If you see the project 1, project 2 are the highest priority, then focus should be to them. Okay. And yeah, allocate the required resources, the people, the equipment, machine, and money to those which are the most important for organization. Avoid multitasking and distraction. Yes, so many things going on around us. You can easily blame yourself, or not blame yourself, to your phone, to the emails, your meetings, so many meetings happening. Your boss is calling from this side or that side. You can easily get distracted, and in the end, when you realize, hey, how much work I did, probably nothing. Yes, I'm not saying nothing, but yes, if you can, avoid the multitasking. Multitasking is required for any project manager, but you should have some kind of structure that will help you to multitask. And multitask, again, focus should be on the priority. When you're working on something, make sure you have full attention. Put your phone on silent. Like I'm talking to you at the moment, I have to put my phone silent. There may be some messages coming, people are calling me. But if I focus that and talking to you, I don't think you will like it. Okay, so maybe you can put some time. Okay, on the lunch time, I will see this. I will see you and check my message. Yes, there can be some urgent, important messages on you have to pick. Yeah, you need to judge. You need to carefully align yourself in such a way that you get the work done and you're satisfied from your work. Okay, delegate and collaborate. Look, as a project manager, you like to do a lot by yourself. And remember, we have limited time. We have so much work happening. And if you try to do by yourself, you may not be able to focus on one thing. It's best just to delegate to somebody else. Let the right person take care of that work. Even in my business, I know I want to do financial, I want to do accounting, I want to do marketing, I want to do many things. Look, I have limited skills and I cannot be expert in everything. I can be good in talking, I can be good in teaching, I can be good in motivating. But when it comes to text, yep, I have to look at the right person. Somebody who understands the text very well, somebody who understands the current laws. If I have to talk about marketing, I cannot do marketing. So best thing is to delegate. The art of delegation is very important. And in the end, if you can delegate everything, yes, you can be a happy person. You have just watch what is happening. If you can do that, then you will be in the golf, playing golf, and your team members sending messages. I've done this. I've done this. You coordinate while you're playing golf. Yeah, I wish. But yeah, I think the most important message is to delegate and collaborate with right people. Review and learn. Yep. What is happening? How the work is being done? And you have right people reviewing that. You're reviewing that, and having the lesson learned from that. So when you're doing that similar work or other works, of course, how you managed, maybe good or bad. Sometimes, it's not only lesson learns are not only bad thing. You're capturing the negative, but good thing happened. Okay, how I prioritize my work, how efficiently I, utilize my resources, and I want to use a similar process again. Okay, capture the lesson learned. But if you want to discuss further about your eligibility, CAPM, PMP, PGMP, PFMP, PBA, RMP, there are many certificates, especially PMI. I can call myself expert in PMI certificate. So contact me. You have various ways you can connect with me, my email address, my phone number, and the website. Good. Why don't you visit my website? Or you can connect with me via any of these. LinkedIn is the best way. LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. Okay, great stuff. Thank you, guys. As this was the last session of the series, I don't have any other similar session happening, but you can watch the previous videos and this video in a few days. It will be available on YouTube, and keep learning. And if you are preparing for PMP and CAPM, my best wishes to you. And if you feel that these sessions are helping you or help you, please make sure you put somewhere on the LinkedIn thanking me and my team, that will be a great thing. Okay, that's one thing you can give back. I know these sessions take a lot of effort for me and for my team. And if I see a message saying, "Hey, Dharam, your video was helpful, and it was, it helped me to do my job. Some of the questions we discussed, the strategy we talked about was useful. Why not?" All right. With this, I'd like to thank you and wish you good luck. And you will see me in another webinars, not only the similar sector. I have many other webinars happening, PGMP, PFMP. So please watch them. Please participate in them. Keep learning. There are a lot of free resources available, and I have more than 300 videos now, podcasts and webinars, PMP, PGMP, PFMP, and technical, non-technical. Okay, so go to the YouTube channel and keep learning from them. All right, guys, take care. I love you and wish you best.